So what we're going to look at here are muscles of the face. So we can see things like our orbicularis oculi. Around the mouth we have the orbicularis oris. And then we have the zygomaticus muscles over here. So zygomaticus major and zygomaticus minor. Over here going towards the corner of the mouth, this is called risorius. And deep to that we have a muscle called buccinator. Now just posterior to this we have a muscle called masseter. And then even posterior and superior to that we have a muscle called temporalis. And then right on the forehead, this one's called the frontalis, aka frontal belly of occipitalis. Now on the neck, what we can see here are some of the scalenes. So these are the scalenes. We can see our sternocleidomastoid here. And then we can see the muscles underneath the chin are called the digastric. Okay, so these are the anterior bellies of the digastric muscle, just beneath the chin. Now on the trunk, we find our muscles like our pectoralis major, and then deep to that we have the pectoralis minor. So this is showing a cutaway view, like the next layer of muscles that are deep. So pectoralis major and pectoralis minor. Going up the abdominal cavity or abdominal wall, what we find here is rectus abdominis. And then laterally over here, this is called the external abdominal oblique. And then deep to external abdominal oblique on this side is showing a deeper view. This is called the internal abdominal oblique. And some of the muscles you can see laterally on the trunk here would be things like your serratus anterior. This is serratus anterior. And between the ribs, these are called the intercostal muscles. There's two types of intercostal. We have the internal intercostal muscles, and then even more laterally, we have the external intercostal muscles out here laterally. And if we move down to the thigh, what we can see then are some muscles like sartorius, which goes down the thigh and goes medially. You can see the quadriceps muscles, so you have vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, and rectus femoris. Now on this side, what we can do is actually remove things like your sartorius, and that can help us get off this muscle called rectus femoris. So deep to rectus femoris, this one's called vastus intermedius. That's one of the quadriceps. And if we look at the medial part of the thigh, we can see some of the adductor muscles. So we have things like your adductor longus and your gracilis here. And back over here, we have a muscle called iliopsoas. So this is iliopsoas. Then we have pectineus right around this area. And again, adductor longus over here. On the lateral part of the thigh, this muscle out here is called the tensor fasciae latae, which connects to the iliotibial band, or IT band. And on the anterior part of the leg, what we can see here is tibialis anterior, extensor digitorum longus, and then laterally we have fibularis longus. Out here is fibularis longus, this lateral part of the leg. Now going back up to the limb, from this view, what we can see are things like our deltoid, right here. We can see our biceps brachii, brachialis, brachioradialis, crosses over. And then all of these muscles here are extensors of the wrist and fingers. These are extensor muscles on the posterior forearm. These are flexor muscles on the anterior forearm. And on the posterior part of the arm here, we can see the triceps.